And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans and be a part of the conversation. And come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/takesbyfans, or go to our website, takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab, and whenever we are live on the site, as we are right now. We are live. The site is up. We are live on the site. I mean, folks, it does not get any easier than that. So, however you decide to watch, just make sure you're watching for all your sports content. Alrighty, today is Sunday, a full day of NFL, going to be kicking off in less than an hour. We are officially 59 minutes away, so keep it here. We're just going to give our final thoughts. We've been talking a lot throughout the week. We'll recap our bets, talk to see if any of the lines have changed, just our last second thoughts, get everything into one place and all of our thoughts down right before the game. So when we're right, you guys can go back and say, hey, he's actually right. He said basically everything that was going to happen this weekend. It happened. So this is what we're going to do today. Yeah, and I have two exclusive bets that I'm going to give you. These are definitely going to happen. They're probably my favorite type of bet to put in there, so we will do that. But first, let's talk about some news that we have to cover, and it's good news, folks. All clear, baby. No positive test today. Remember how I was saying that the NFL was doing game day tests and everything's come back negative. Everybody's good to go. So we're losing no games this week. How absolutely fantastic is that? It's been a little bumpy these last 2 weeks, but hey, week 6 pulls through and we've got no moved games, no postponed games. Everything's going out without a hitch. So, everybody's team's playing, hopefully. So go out there, go enjoy it, and, yeah, full day of football. Nothing's getting canceled, so we are all good to go. Alrighty, let's remind everybody of our official picks for this weekend. We've got 6 of them, and I'm feeling real good about them this week. So here we go. This is what we've got working with this week in our locks category. We've got Dolphins minus 9.5, Packers minus 1, and Texans plus 3.5. And then in our 99% guarantee section, we've got Carolina minus 1, the Cardinals minus 1, and Patriots minus 9.5. Feeling very good. So without further ado, let's talk about everything. We'll see if any of these lines have changed since we've last checked on Friday. Doesn't look like anything's changed really too dramatically, but here we go. We'll start here. Baltimore Ravens and the Eagles. Eagles trying to stay atop of the NFC East, and I mean, is anybody giving them any sort of chance to win the game this week? I mean, this Ravens team is just too good. Offensively too good, defensively just as good. Very impressed what they did defensively last week. I mean, you held the Bengals to only 3 points, folks. That's truly impressive. I think that may have been the lowest score of the season. I don't think anybody's gotten lower than 3. I don't think anybody was really lower than 10, honestly, going into last week. And I think that may have been the Jets. I think the Jets scored 10 a couple times this season. So not sure anybody's scored lower than 10. So I think the Ravens have the record for best defensive game with only 3 points. And that's absolutely fantastic. That's what you want to do. Yes, it was against the Bengals, but, against any team, to hold them to only 3 points literally at the end of the game is truly fantastic. And now they're going to Philadelphia with a Carson Wentz who's throwing multiple picks. I mean, this really should just be a matchup nightmare for the Eagles. The Ravens really should just stampede on this Eagles team. They're not good offensively. They're not good defensively. Really, they gave up 40 to the Steelers, and I know the Steelers are good, but, I mean, you're still giving up a ton of points. So Philadelphia, I really don't think has a chance in this. If I have to bet it, I do the Ravens minus 10. I mean, the Eagles just lost by 9 to the Steelers last week. Big on the Steelers, but I mean, I think the Ravens are a little bit better offensively, so they can establish a nice lead and hold on to it a little bit. So we like the Ravens minus 10 here. We just can't trust Carson Wentz yet. I mean, he's throwing too many picks, and they're not looking good overall defensively. So Ravens probably going to win this game, most likely. I really don't see how the Eagles win it. I really don't. It would just be, kind of a fluke game. I mean, we really can't see Carson Wentz doing anything against Lamar Jackson's Ravens team. I really don't see it. So, Ravens -10 is the good play here, I believe. Cleveland Browns, I cannot wait to watch this game. I may have this game on one of my two screens. I'll have game on the main screen, then I'll have a game on my second screen from my laptop. But I mean, I really can't wait for this game. Both of these teams are very good. They're both in my top 10. I mean, both have great offenses and defenses, which not a lot of teams have. I mean, Seahawks have a good offense and defense. Chiefs have a good offense and defense, and maybe the Ravens have a good offense and defense. I mean, a lot of these other teams, I mean, like the Raiders, they have a good offense. The defense isn't so great, so the fact that both of these teams have both a good offense and good defense is definitely going to make this a more entertaining game. Baker Mayfield, we saw what he did last week, 2 interceptions, but he did kind of cover it up a little bit with those 2 touchdowns, but Big Ben doesn't throw those interceptions, so I don't think the Steelers have anything too much really to worry about. This is their toughest test of the season so far. They have kind of gotten away with kind of a nerf schedule, if you will, and we're not going to penalize them for winning the games that they should. Definitely got to take advantage of the easy games on the schedule, and the Steelers have been doing that thus far, and I think it's going to prepare them for a good, solid game here against the Browns. Steelers are at home. Defense is rolling. Offense is rolling, so they really shouldn't have too much trouble, whereas the Browns last week wasn't a great performance by Baker Mayfield. They tried to let him open it up a little bit, just kind of depend on him to win the game. He ended up winning the game, but, I mean, he still threw 2 interceptions, and they kind of only won because the defense also forced 2 interceptions as well. So this Browns team is a little iffy. I'm still a little iffy on them, but this is a great test both for the Browns. If they beat the Steelers, then I can consider them the real deal. And if the Steelers beat the Browns, I can, kind of keep considering the Steelers the real deal. So we'll learn a lot from this game. I think it's going to be close, so whoever loses, I'm not going to kind of penalize too much. We will take the loss into consideration. But, I mean, if this is like a 3-point game where the Steelers either win or lose by 3, or the Browns win or lose by 3, I don't think we can really kind of punish either of these losing teams too much. So very interested to see how this one's going to play out. Rooting for the Steelers. I think the Steelers win it. I think the Browns... The only thing that the Browns are better at is probably their weapons offensively. They got a lot of talent, a lot of speed at the receiver positions in the backfield as well. Baker Mayfield's obviously not bigger than Big Ben, but he's got a lot of more weapons. Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, Kareem Hunt. Let's be real, folks. Those are real weapons, damn. So very, very excited about this game, and it definitely could have some implications on the power rankings. Let's get this loaded in here. I mean, the Steelers have a very tough time getting up into the number 2 or number 1. So it's really going to have to depend on Steelers winning and the Packers or Seahawks losing. Whereas the Browns, I mean, they can definitely try to leapfrog the Rams or the Ravens or the Chiefs or even the Titans with the win here tonight. So a lot of movement potentially for the Browns if they win it. Not so much as the Steelers because they've really got nowhere else to go. 3 is kind of their ceiling in my opinion, just based on the other talent around. But absolutely love the Steelers, and the line is still at 3. I think it may have been at 3.5. It may have gotten up to 4 at one point. It may have. I think I do when Baker Mayfield was kind of still in this kind of questionable era where we all thought he would be starting, but there was still maybe a little 5% doubt that he wouldn't. It may have been at 4 at that point, but it's going to settle in around 3 right at kickoff. So I think that's a pretty decent spread. But we probably take a Steelers -3 on this one. Alrighty, Denver and New England. So Drew Lock is officially starting, and Cam Newton is officially starting. And look how much the line has dropped. Remember, this one opened at 9.5. That's when we found it, and now it's dropped all the way down to 7. So now it's looking even more better for us to take Patriots -7. We can definitely live with that. We will have to update that because I won't fake lock myself into the Patriots -9.5 if we've caught it a little less than before kickoff. So Broncos going to be rocking with Drew Lock, trying to get him back on track because they weren't looking too bad with him. It's just unfortunate he got injured by the Steelers. What was it, week 2? So, I mean, they're going to try and look good, but with Drew Lock not able to kind of practice with the starters, and you have to travel to New England and face Bill Belichick, who had 2 weeks to prepare for you, it's just a recipe for disaster, if, in my opinion, for the Broncos. Or the Patriots, they're getting their leader back, their Cam Newton back, their main offensive piece back. So everybody's going to be feeling fresh offensively because they're like, finally, we can kind of run what we want to run what we have been practicing, run what we have been running. We all know Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer cannot run the same offense Cam Newton is running in New England. So definitely everybody in New England is happy Cam is back, and I think they kind of blow out the Broncos this week. I think you can probably buy this one up to like -15. I would probably take this one up to -13.5 for the Patriots. Let's see what that would pay. Why not, right? Because I honestly think you could get away with it and make it decent pennies. So team props, game lines right here. What do we got? Patriots -13.5 is +215. It's not bad. You put 500 on it, and you're winning 1575, folks. That's pretty good. So double your money with the Patriots -13.5. I think it's a good one. Let's see the highest you can go up to. Let's see this. Patriots -20, so you get it right under that kind of 21 mark, the 3 touchdowns. Hey, definitely could happen. I can see it. And it's +525. You put 500 on that. We're looking at 3125, folks. Gosh darn. That's a nice vacation if I've seen one. So I would definitely endorse the Patriots -13.5. And if you're feeling extra lucky, this Patriots -20, not bad either. Not bad. Alrighty, moving on. We do have 2 prop bets I do want to get to when we get to that game because they're both on the same game. When we get to that game, I will let you guys know. But this one's only for the live stream. I'm not going to tweet it out, not putting it on the website. You alone, you watching live, we're 50 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to have an exclusive bet that they will hit, folks. These will hit, 100% guaranteed. They will hit. So when we get there, I'll let y'all know. It's Washington and the Giants, so we do have a little ways to go, but actually let's get it out of the way right now. Here it is. I'm going to do it right now. Here it is. The best bet of the night, folks, just in this category of bets, it's points by a team in the first half. I absolutely love it. Usually you get anywhere from 9.5 to 13.5 points by a certain team in the first half. I always hit them. I have a great rate on them, a great record. Let me knock on wood before I say too much. But, I mean, I'm looking at 85% hit rate, folks, on these. So absolutely love them. And we've got some great ones here for this Washington Giants game. Team props, is it under? Yes, here we go. Total points by Washington in the first half, over 9.5, folks. This is the best bet of the week. Over 9.5 by Washington in the first half. So all they have to do is score 10 points or more in the first half, and you win the bet. So touchdown, field goal, folks. That's all you're rooting for. And we saw what Kyle Allen could do last week. His first drive was a touchdown before he got injured, and the offense kind of got wonky because they brought in Alex Smith for a little bit, and then it wasn't sure if Kyle Allen could come back in, but he could, but they didn't put him back in. So their offense was kind of in this kind of weird limbo the entire game, but from what we saw of Kyle Allen in this Washington offense, they were able to move the ball down the field on their first drive, and now they're going against the Giants, whose defense is truly not great, and so I think they can definitely do it here. So over 9.5, you get about 3 or 4 possessions in the half. 2 of them's got to be a score. I think we can definitely rock with it. And then Giants over 10.5, also a very good bet in my opinion as well. You get the Giants at home against Washington's defense is good, but the Washington's team overall is not very good. I'm expecting probably a turnover or two in the first half, making this either Washington get some points, Giants get some points. So either way you're looking at it, both of these should be pretty good, pretty easy to hit. These are solid bets, folks. Giants over 10.5 in the first half, and Washington over 9.5 in the first half. Both very, very outstanding bets. I would bet both. You've got 2 cars in the driveway, most likely. Put 1 car on each of these. 1 car on Washington over 9.5 in the first half, and 1 car on Giants over 10.5 in the first half. But absolutely love both of those. They will both hit. Both of these teams are not good overall, so expect some turnovers, some easy points, some fast points as well. I don't think this is just going to be a 3-3 game because both the teams are trash. We've seen high-scoring games this season so far. Nothing's really been low, and I don't think both of these teams know the division is still up for grabs, so they're going to still be playing hard, even though they're not good. I expect decent scoring. Probably 14-14 at halftime. I can definitely see it. So love both of those. Alrighty, that is the exclusive bet, folks. I mean, you're not getting this information anywhere else. Right here, if you heard it, you heard it. Go cash in if you heard it. Alrighty, where did we leave off? Broncos Patriots. That's where we left off, and we like the Patriots -7. Alrighty, Bears and Panthers. All right, this one's moving up a little bit. We locked this one at Carolina -1, and now it's going up to Carolina -2. So a little fluctuation, nothing major. Still pretty low. But anyway, people are betting Carolina. That's why they keep going deeper. So a lot of people are liking the Panthers, and we are liking the Panthers as well. Their offense, it's not the best, but it's solid. It can work. It's been proven that they can score points. They've been a little streaky a little bit. A lot of their points last week came in the second quarter where they caught a little fire with that nice 57-yard touchdown pass on the sideline. Really turned the game around, and they kind of coasted the last 2 quarters, really without any points. But Carolina, their offense, I trust Teddy Bridgewater. I think Carolina's got the better coach in this game, where the Bears have probably the better defense and the better coach overall. But I'm taking the Panthers at home with Teddy Bridgewater. I cannot trust Nick Foles. He does not look good out there. When we're watching him, we're breaking him down. The passes that he's completing, I mean, they just don't look good. They look very inaccurate, and inaccuracy. I mean, they haven't even been able to put up the points because of it. 11 points in Nick Foles' first game, 20 points in his second game. You could say, oh, he's increasing, he's getting better, but, I mean, truly the accuracy is still not looking good, so not going to take that on the road. They're barely able to kind of put drives together. They're barely scoring. You're watching them play, and you're like, how the heck are they even winning this game? I've been watching this game the entire time, and they don't look good, but somehow they're winning. I don't understand it, and I'm watching it, so what the heck is going on? So I like the Panthers here. Can't trust Nick Foles. I like Matt Nagy offensively for the Bears, but, I mean, this Bears defense is going to quit at some point when the offense isn't doing its part, defense forcing turnovers, creating short fields, and, Nick Foles isn't capitalizing, cashing in for touchdowns. So at some point, the defense is going to get frustrated. We saw it last year, and it could definitely happen again this year. But we'll go the Panthers here. First time betting the Panthers this season, and hopefully it pays off for us. But I think it's time that we can buy Carolina at least a little bit. We'll see if they're able to get the win tonight, though. Today, 1 o'clock. Alrighty, Texans and Titans. I think that this game is going to be very competitive. Titans may lose this game, and if they lose, we probably won't penalize them too much. I mean, they're coming off of a huge Tuesday night win. I mean, they might come out a little flat, a little hungover from their last win. I mean, beating Buffalo the way they did, I don't think anybody predicted that. A lot of people thought close game, maybe even Bills win, but nobody, I don't think, predicted Titans 41, Bills 16. I don't think I know I didn't see it going that way. I didn't think Tennessee Titans could put up 40 points, even if they tried their damnedest. But they did it somehow. Texans getting better every week now that their head coach is gone. And I expect that trend to kind of continue. I expect them to put up at least 30 points, and that's why we liked the Texans plus 3.5. They're in our locks section. Absolutely love it. Their offense is very talented, and it may hurt this Titans defense a little bit. They've got true receivers everywhere, where Buffalo really kind of didn't. Yes, they have Stephon Diggs, but as I said, the Texans kind of have 4 mini Stephon Diggs. So I like this Texans offense. I don't like their defense all that much, but the Titans coming off of a short week, maybe a little flat-footed, 1 o'clock kickoff, so all those are definitely going to play a factor, and I think I like the Texans here. I'll take the points. They may not win, but I like the points there. The 3.5 I think is a great value, and the Texans are trending up. The Titans are also trending up, but I mean, coming off this short week, definitely going to hurt them a little bit. So I like the Texans there. Falcons, Vikings, Julio Jones is playing, so that's going to be big, but I don't think this Atlanta team is going to thrive under no coach. I think it will be the opposite. We saw that Houston Texans team, they thrived last week under no head coach. I don't think Atlanta is kind of the same team the Texans are in that regards. I think they come out flat with no head coach. No accountability is not good for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan needs somebody to kind of hold accountability over everybody that's not him. He kind of, in my opinion, yes, he's a leader. He's a quarterback. They're always going to be leaders, but he doesn't seem like he wants to be, the mean guy, Mr. Tough Guy. So I think Matt Ryan was kind of looking for Dan Quinn to do that. Now that he's gone, the offense may kind of just run crazy. We know that Julio Jones, he's not a diva, and I don't like calling anybody a diva, but he does seem like, he knows he's great, so that definitely comes with an attitude on his shoulder all the time. That's no knock against him. That's just anybody that's great. They know they're great, and they know what they need to do to be great. So when they're not being great, they're looking, why am I not great? It's not me because I am great. It must be everybody else because they're not great and I am. So just maybe kind of that mindset of Julio Jones. I think it gets this Atlanta team a little crazy. They have to go to Vikings, who do seem to buttoned up all the time. Mike Zimmer, Kirk Cousins kind of seems like, milquetoast kind of quarterback, kind of like with Matt Ryan. So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. That's just how I kind of see these two teams. But anyway, I mean, Falcons offensively, I don't know what the heck is going on. I want to like it, but most of the time it doesn't work. But they get Julio Jones back, so that's definitely going to be great for them. Vikings, they're missing Delvin Cook. Their defense is not good, and Kirk Cousins a little hit and miss. He definitely impressed me last week. I will give him that, going toe-to-toe with Russell Wilson and very close to winning that game. So I really don't know where to call this one. I would stay away heavy from this game. I wouldn't even think about betting this one, honestly, because I would like the Atlanta plus 3.5 because that's a lot of points, and I want to keep buying Atlanta, but it keeps screwing me over, so I have to stay away from it. If I have to bet this game, I'm a sucker, and I go Atlanta plus 3.5 again. Atlanta somehow suckers me into betting them. I like the 3.5, I think. I think I like the 3.5. Jeez. Alrighty, Bengals, Colts. Colts minus 7.5. I don't know how they're making this spread, but they're making it. Phillip Rivers against not great teams. He's going to go put up a highlight tape and have everybody begging for more and having people wanting, having to deliver apologies to Phillip Rivers for some reason. Oh, Phillip Rivers just went out and threw 2 touchdowns and no picks and 204 yards. Ooh, yeah, let's clap and praise Phillip Rivers. No. The Colts can win this game 50-0, and I would not care. Phillip Rivers, we are officially done with them. We're done with this Colts team. We've seen what they do. in the big spots when they face the better teams like the Browns last week. Phillip Rivers turns the ball over twice with no touchdowns. We know. We've seen it in time and time again. So officially done with the Colts. We'll never buy them. We don't even care if they're winning games. It really, truly wouldn't matter. Phillip Rivers is the same old Phillip Rivers, and nothing will ever change my mind on that. I'm done being the fool of buying into it, kind of like I'm buying into the Falcons every week. I mean, we're just done with it. We've seen this Colts. We've seen the Phillip Rivers story too many times, and he's bringing it here to Indianapolis, which is truly devastating because they do have a solid kind of group there. Not the most explosive offensive pieces, but just solid workers offensively and defensively to put Phillip Rivers in a position for him to throw the game away, which he does kind of time and time again against the top tier kind of teams. So they get the Bengals, who put up 3 points last week. Joe Burrow kind of got wrapped up all game, couldn't do anything, was getting sacked, could not put up the yards that he normally has been doing this season. We've been seeing about 300 yards a game from that man, and last week I don't even think we got 200. I think we got 190. I think we were close, but we still didn't get that 300 yards. Let's see if I can find the game real quick. Got all the games open somewhere. Any minute. There we go. What did Joe Burrow have? 183. So I mean, he literally could not do anything offensively last week. So I don't even I don't know where to even go with this game. Probably Bengals plus 7.5. 7's too much to trust Phillip Rivers with. Bengals absolutely got demolished last week, so they're obviously going to kind of rebound a little bit. You get punched in the mouth, folks. I mean, usually grown men respond pretty good, so I don't expect the Bengals to get blown out this week again, so we'd probably go Bengals plus 7, and I don't expect Phillip Rivers to I expect him to have a solid game, but he's not going to come out there and, bury a team. That's not what he does. Alrighty, Detroit and Jacksonville. We like I don't know who I like. I liked Detroit this week until we saw that Vegas kind of agreed with us. We were Vegas we guessed the line wrong, but we thought we didn't think Vegas would put the Lions as the heavy favorites. We just didn't think that was going to happen. I don't know. I don't know why Vegas did that, but they favor the Lions heavily because the Lions are coming off of a bye and looking kind of solid. But to have the Lions to be -3 on the road when both of these teams are both 1-4 is kind of crazy to me. So I think I like Jacksonville plus 3 in this situation because of all of that. Jacksonville at home. I think Detroit's the better team, but we've saw them only be good in like the first quarter, and then they give up the lead, and then they don't look good. So yes, they're good off script, so they'll be good this week because it's all off of bye. They should be ready for this game, but I think they may kind of fizzle out in the second half. So the backdoor cover of the plus 3 by Jacksonville is definitely a big possibility there. So I think I like Jacksonville plus 3. This line this game altogether is not going to tell us really anything. The Lions, they're okay offensively sometimes. As I mentioned, they're good in the first quarter. They can kind of, score a touchdown on their first drive, which is definitely good. You want to be there. You want to come out there on your first possession, which you've been working all week on practice, which you kind of want to highlight the offense to be the entire game, setting the tone. So yeah, we can get behind that, but they're losing. So, I mean, yeah, you scoring in the first quarter on your first drive, it's not resulting in wins. So something's got to change at some point. So this game featuring two not great teams. It's not in Detroit, and Detroit is still the favorites. I don't know what the heck is going on. I'd stay away heavy from this game as well. With the Atlanta game, I stay away heavy from this game too, just because it really could go any way. So with that being said, we probably take the +3 and just hope it goes in our favor. All right, Washington and Giants. I think this game's definitely going to be a little interesting. The line is at Giants -1. These two teams are not good, but they're in the NFC East, so they still got a chance. And I definitely think both of these teams with a chance are going to have a pretty good game. I expect both of these offenses to kind of put up the points, if I'm being real. Giants don't have a great defense. Washington has a solid, all right defense. Not great, not bad. It's just pretty much a little, maybe slightly below average, slightly. But Ron Rivera's got a nice ship going on over there in Washington, trying to be the leader that team needs, and he's having decent success. They were moving the ball with Dwayne Haskins a little bit before they benched him. Kyle Allen came in last week, looked decent. He put up 100 yards, 9 of 11 passing, pretty good. That he gets injured, he doesn't come back in, and he's still the starter, but Alex Smith played. Just kind of a lot of question marks over there. But they've proven that they could move the ball when Kyle Allen was healthy, and Kyle Allen's going to be the starter this week. And, the Giants, they let the Cowboys put up 30 points on them, and they were moving the ball offensively, but they were getting moved on defensively. So I think Washington can definitely put up the points this week. As I mentioned, in that kind of prop bet of the overs, 9.5 points in the first half for Washington and 10.5 points in the first half for the Giants. I think both of these teams can score points, and both of these teams can turn the ball over. So I expect some kind of, fluke plays, some turnovers early on, sets up short fields with which both of these teams can capitalize on. We know Washington does it pretty good. Giants do it pretty good as well. So if they get short fields, look at Kyle Allen and Daniel Jones to kind of take advantage, because that's kind of what they're living off of. They're kind of hoping they can get the short fields to kind of boost their stats a little bit. So, yes, these teams are not good, but they've got a chance to kind of take the division and make be competitive in the division. So, overall, if I have to pick a winner for this game, I'll go Washington. I think Daniel Jones is getting better every week. I think the offense is trying to find, their rhythm. Devontae Freeman had a pretty good week last week. So I think I like the Giants here at home, but Washington does have the better defense. Alrighty, Jets and Dolphins. Love the Dolphins here. They're in our lock section. They're dropped down to 8.5, but it's still a big spread, and I expect them to hit this because it's the Jets. They have nothing offensive. They're starting Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco beats a Dolphins team, I will never forgive the Dolphins. I would probably rip all this down, and you would never see any of the backdrops again behind me because I have such a burning hate of Joe Flacco. Not that he did anything personally wrong to me or that I hate the guy personally. I just root for him. I wanted to root for him when he was in Denver, and I did root for him in Denver, and then he just kind of made me look stupid. So if you make me look stupid, I'm not, the happiest with you. So I definitely don't like Joe Flacco for that reason. And, so if he beats the Dolphins, I don't think I could forgive him. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, please shut that down. Dolphins defense, please shut Joe Flacco down. Please. I cannot lose to Joe Flacco. Just can't happen. Packers, Bucks, absolutely cannot wait for this game. Legends going at it. And, we put this game in our lock section because I don't want to shy away from the tougher games. I mean, these are two legends. These are two GOATs. This is probably the best game on this week, so I'm not going to shy away from it. I just noticed the spread went down a little bit, went up a little bit. The Packers -2, we got it locked in at Packers -1. Obviously from the 2 to the 1, not making too much of a difference. That's, once you start talking about 3, that's a full possession, so that's when we have to start looking at it. But the 2, we're still fine with Packers. I still like Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady at this point. I mean, Tom Brady's really shown us nothing where Aaron Rodgers has been showing us everything we've been used to of watching Aaron Rodgers. He's bringing it. The winning, the throws, the completion percentages, the touchdown to interception ratio, the yards. He's literally showing us all the wins, the undefeated record. So he's looking good. The offense is looking good, and the defense is looking good as well. Whereas, you go to Tom Brady and the Bucs, and he's still trying to figure out this Tampa Bay offense. He has weapons everywhere, but for some reason is not winning games. They only put up 19 points last week. Tom Brady's throwing pick sixes, so definitely everything is out of character from a Tom Brady team, a Tom Brady led team. But we like the Packers this week. We're going to go with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to keep up his level of play, his MVP caliber level of play, and can definitely kind of try to get into maybe top 1 here. If the Packers blow out the Bucs kind of convincingly, Seattle's on a bye, I would definitely entertain the idea of moving the Packers into that number 1 spot. We haven't had a new number 1 at all this season. Seattle was our preseason favorites at number 1, and they're still there. So definitely a chance if Aaron Rodgers goes and throws 4 touchdowns, no picks. They win by 10 points plus. I can definitely put them in the top number 1. I can definitely do that, possibly. So all in the balance. We could have a nice little shake up at the top here of our power rankings on Tuesday. Rams and 49ers. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, are you going to get bitched in the first half and then, say, hey, I'm done for the game? Is that going to happen? Because the Rams have a solid defense, Jimmy. You just can't be like, oh, this team, they've got a real defense. I'm not going to play this week. Oh, this team's got a real defense. Sorry, coach, the defense is good. I don't want to play this week. So you can't keep doing that. You got to confront your problems at some point. And, Sunday Night Football is as a good place as any. They're at home, but I like the Rams overall. I like their offense. I think Jared Goff is the real deal. Not ready to bail on him. Not ready to bail on Sean McVay. They're both under pressure this season. I thought, kind of Sean McVay's kind of legacy was kind of on the hot seat this season. Needed to kind of reclaim why he's, talked about, why everybody thought this man was the best offensive mind in the league. So he's got a lot to prove, and he has kind of been doing it this year. So they've lost, 1 game, and that was to Buffalo in a close one. They put up 30 points last week, so the offense is back to being fine. The defense with Aaron Donald up front, Jalen Ramsey in the back, that's all good. And the 49ers are still kind of hurt. Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo's back. Yes, their weapons are back offensively with the receivers and running backs. But at the same time, I mean, their offensive line got absolutely bodied by the Dolphins last week. And this Rams defense is not a step down from the Dolphins. So we've got to, expect the Rams to really wreak havoc all over the 49ers offense, all over their defense, and I like the Rams -2.5. The spread was hovering about 3.5 earlier in the week, so to see it come down, a little surprising. I would swoop in. This is the best value you are going to get tonight, so Rams -2.5 is definitely the bet there. Alrighty, and then we get our Monday games. I cannot wait. Games starting from 5 o'clock all the way to basically the end of the night. It's going to be truly fantastic. Alrighty, this spread has been climbing all week, folks. I think it opened at Chiefs -4, and it's worked its way up to Chiefs -5. And I think that's a little too much. I think we're starting to overvalue the Chiefs now and starting to undervalue the Buffalo Bills. This Buffalo Bills team is the real deal, folks. On paper, they have the talent, definitely. Josh Allen cannot throw those interceptions, and, he usually cleans up his game. That's why there's a lot of Josh Allen love, because yes, you'll get the bad game, but that's where all the haters come from, but then he has the good games, and that's where all the fans come from. That's why there's so much kind of I can't even think of the word, but this is why there's so much polarity against the Bills, because Josh Allen has these kind of inconsistent moments. He's been doing it all season. He almost had me fooled last week. But to say the Bills at home and to give them 5 points is a little disrespectful, and I think we take that disrespect and we cash in on it. Love the Bills +5 here. I don't think they win. I'm not saying that, but to cover 5, they're at home in Buffalo. I mean, the weather, it's going to be kind of cold up here. It's been kind of cold up here the past couple days, and it's still going to be cold up here, I'm guessing, tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So, and it gets late up here quick. I mean, at 7 o'clock, it's going to be pitch dark. So mid-game, this game, I mean, it's going, even with the lights, it will still be pitch dark, folks. So I love the +5 here. I like the Chiefs to win, but last week we saw the Chiefs are kind of vulnerable, and maybe that early, or that kind of close win against the Chargers wasn't them overcoming adversity like that narrative that I've kind of been rocking with. Maybe it's just this is kind of the Chiefs. Like sometimes they just don't get it going until it's too late, and we've known that about them. But them on the road coming off of a loss and kind of getting exposed defensively. Buffalo's got big playmakers. They can do the same thing that the Raiders did last week. Josh Allen's got the arm. He's not afraid to go and open it up. So maybe how you beat this Chiefs team is to, just try to match the tempo of the Chiefs. At first, I thought that was the bad idea. I thought to beat this, to beat the Chiefs and the Seahawks is to kind of have slow, methodical drives to keep them off the field. But maybe the key to beating them is to beat them at their own game and, throw the ball downfield, every single play. Have those 20-yard completions on every single drive and go what the Raiders did, 5-play drives that cover 75 yards in under 3 minutes. Maybe that is the way to beat the Chiefs. The Bills can definitely do that with Josh Allen. So Bills at home and they're getting 5. It's a little disrespectful in my opinion, and I'm looking to cash in on it. Alrighty, and that brings us to the Cardinals and Cowboys. This one's going to be so fun to watch. Really cannot wait for it. Cardinals on prime time. How does their offense want to kind of be seen? We're gonna see it. So expect a lot of DeAndre Hopkins. And I definitely like to see that. I want to see DeAndre Hopkins eat. But the Cardinals have shown that that's kind of the only thing that they do is getting the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. He's always their leading receiver, and their number 2 wide receiver, isn't even close to in production as DeAndre Hopkins is. Kyler Murray has kind of been turning the ball over. He had 3 one game. He had one last week against the Jets. So really not sure how to feel about this Cardinals team, but overall, Dallas, when you look at the grand scheme of things from what happened pre-Dak injury to post-Dak injury, you have to think that overall the Cowboys got a little worse. Yes, that's kind of like a no-brainer. I didn't say anything, controversial there, and I understand that. But, in the grand scheme of things, the Cowboys got worse, so I think we have to go with the Cardinals here, even though maybe they're kind of figuring out their identity as well. We've seen the Cowboys' defense just be truly atrocious. Dak going down is not going to change that. That has to come from the top, from the coach's perspective. We'll see if it does. I don't like Mike McCarthy. He hasn't really shown us anything this year that would change my mind coming into this year, because we knew what he did with the Green Bay Packers, and you have an elite quarterback and you only got to 1 Super Bowl. What is that? So everything else was kind of 10-win seasons, a little above mediocre. So I never bought into him. He hasn't proven anything this year. Don't really know what to say about the Cowboys other than that. So I think I like Arizona. We'll take them the -1. And they're in our 99% guarantee. Got to say, we've got the better quarterback. We've got the better team overall. I think Cowboys have the better weapons offensively. But I think I'll rock with the Cardinals, who are trending up. Well, the Cowboys are kind of in this weird limbo now that Andy Dalton has taken over. Alrighty, that is going to pretty much get us caught up. We are 18 minutes out from kickoff. Doesn't look like we've got any breaking news. Doesn't look like we've got any breaking news. Cam Newton back, ready to rock. Can't wait to see that. We got Juju Smith-Schuster ready. Cannot wait to see that. So some good action on tonight. Hopefully you guys can make some money on it. Hopefully my advice can help you make a little money on it. And with that being said, we are going to head out. 17 minutes out from kickoff, so go enjoy your rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the games. We are going to be doing that over here on our end, and we will be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans, takesbyfans.com/watch. We'll be breaking down all this action from today, so if you miss anything, we'll be there to catch you up tomorrow on Takes by Fans. Appreciate everybody watching. Hope you guys come out tomorrow as well, and we'll see you tomorrow, noon Eastern, baby.